More than kimchi. On today's show, we have prepared especially for you, minari kangwae. Minari kangwae is a meat and vegetable combination bundled together with minari, a vibrant green Korean watercress. This is a cool, refreshing dish that was prepared since long ago in Korea to signify the coming of spring, as special occasions often are in Korea with different foods. Today's Korean food story involves Korean holidays and seasonal foods determined by the Chinese calendar. Stay tuned with More Than Kimchi, where we will show you the secrets of Korean foods and culture. We will now present to you Minari Kangwae.
안녕하세요. I am Chung Hwa-young, and thanks for joining on More Than Kimchi, where you can discover some of the most authentic Korean recipes of Korean cuisine. First, I'd like us to meet our cooking instructor, Mrs. Han Bong-yeol. 선생님 안녕하세요. 오셔서 감사합니다. We also have Yvette Jin, who will be our guest today. Hi Yvette, thanks for coming.
I'm really glad to be here.
Good. Today, we're going to prepare a dish that is perfect for spring or summer. It's called minari kangwae, or Korean watercress bundles. Yvette, have you seen a vegetable called minari before?
No, I haven't.
Well, great. This is your chance to see what they are.
Good.
First, let's find out what minari looks like and what the rest of the ingredients are before we make minari kangwae, or Korean watercress bundles. So here I want to introduce first the minari. This is Korean watercress bundles. And for, I said it's bundles. What we are doing is actually making a tiny bundles using these ingredients. So we have a minari here, and we have brisket, eggs, and fresh red pepper. And we're going to cook this brisket with garlic, green onion, and whole black pepper here. And later, after we made bundles, we're going to use Korean pine nuts as a decoration. And today, the seasoning is quite simple. We have salt. We're going to use salt when we boil the minari. But later, we need a dipping sauce called chogochujang. So for chogochujang, which is vinegared red pepper sauce, we need red pepper paste, gochujang, cho, vinegar, sesame seeds, 깨소금, and some sugar. So this is the seasoning we're going to use. So shall we start now, Mrs. Han?
예, 미나리가 지금 저쪽에 있고 여기 있는데요.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the minari first.
다듬어야 되거든요.
So we need to
그래서
clean up these in order to make the bundles. I'll give some to Yvette here.
줄기만 쓰기 때문에 잎을
Right.
떼야지 될 것 같아요.
So for this dish, we're going to only use the stem. So what we need to do is take off the leaves.
Okay.
So this is, I said, it's kind of funny to say bundles. What it really is, we are making tiny bundles by using the minari stem as a kind of a string. So we're going to bundle up other rest of the ingredients.
Okay.
So what we do is make the long stems, you take up those leaves.
So we just take off the leaves.
Right. So what we need is just the stem part.
물이 끓을 때
Yeah.
소금을 넣고요.
So just salt with the boiling water.
이쪽에 굵은 쪽부터 넣어야지.
That's a good idea.
똑같이.
So since it's the thicker at the bottom part of the stem, you cook them first. So by, you cook a little longer, slightly longer, and then put the rest all together.
파랗게 되도록.
And the color turns a lot brighter green.
Yes, I was just
Right.
noticing that.
Yes.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, and if you cook too long, you're going to lose that bright green color.
Oh.
So this is very important. You are cooking in a brief time.
And you don't want to lose the nutrients, is
You
that
don't
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the good reasons that you don't want to cook too long. And another important step after you parboil is dip it in cold water. That way you keep
냉채에다가.
that green color,
I
very,
didn't
very
know
bright
that.
green color.
That's a good tip.
그다음에 이제 고기 편육을 삶아야
Right. The
되거든요.
next step is we have to cook the brisket.
예, 삶아 주시겠어요?
Yeah. So as you know, brisket is kind of tougher part of meat, of a cow, comes from the chest part. So what we need to do is we need to cook it for about an hour or so.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna cook with the boiling water. I put the
You want to just
make the flame a little bit stronger,
네.
and then oops. Put
끓을
the
때 물이 끓을 때 넣으시고
and it's important to wait when the water is boiling. You put the beef, the brisket,
하시면
and then put some
put the
garlic.
flavorings in.
Right. So this, you can get rid of some of bad smells of the beef,
Uh-huh.
and then some whole pepper.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So there, we're gonna boil it for about an hour. There. So,
Yeah,
so
그래서-
beef is now cooking here.
데친거를 갖다가 물을
right.
없애야 되잖아요.
And what we need to do after we parboil the minari, we need to get rid of the moist. So we squeeze out all the moist here.
물기를
Now, is minari hard to find locally?
Actually, not really. This is a very common vegetable that Koreans love. There are many ways we enjoy. Later, we'll talk about more. And
Oh,
this is one of the real common vegetable, very unique in Korea.
놔두시고요.
And I say it's Korean watercress, but the flavor is very different from what you think of a watercress.
Really?
It's very different.
So I know our watercress is almost like a radish flavor.
Yeah, it has kind of horseradish flavor,
Yeah.
but this one is, in some way, I think like a coriander or perhaps
Oh.
like a parsley. Has a very nice aroma to it.
Very light.
Yes, would you like to try a little piece?
I would.
Yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
So this is just nothing but just blanched.
예, 그다음에 안에 들어갈 거
Yes.
해야 되는데.
So next step is we're gonna, we are making a tiny bundles with the minari stem. So this is the second step we are preparing for the ingredients you're gonna bundle, make a tie with.
Uh-huh.
And this is egg,
소금 넣어서 풀어주시고
and then you can maybe stir it
Okay.
with a little bit of salt and
흰자에도
rice.
예,
So we divide egg yolk and egg white for the color, for the sake of color. So you have egg yolk here, and Mrs. Hannah's egg white. And the only spice you will use is just a little bit of a pinch of salt.
Okay.
예,
And now we're gonna cook
예,
here.
기름을 발라서
Yeah,
주시겠어요?
right.
There you go.
And what we do is we are making rather thick crepe this time.
Yeah.
And that will be the main, one of the ingredients that we use when we make a bundle.
조금 두껍게
It's a
붙여야지
wonderful
돼요.
pan.
Yes, isn't it? That pan is exactly made to make this kind of purpose, because in Korean cuisine we use a lot of egg crepes,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
nice to make a nice square one. And this is what Mrs. Hannah already
beautiful.
prepared. See,
Wow.
like this.
That's very nice.
Yes. And for this purpose, we need to make it slightly thicker today.
이렇게
Okay,
해서
I see. Yeah, it's very thick.
Yeah. So it's about, I guess, quarter inch
Yeah.
thickness.
It's almost like a sponge.
예, 그다음에
Then
빨간
next, what
거.
shall we do? We
예,
prepare
해야
pepper.
되죠.
Okay.
So we are preparing brisket, we're preparing egg crepes, and then the third ingredients for the stuffing, we are using fresh red pepper.
Oh, this will be nice.
Yes. And for red pepper, this isn't as hot as you would think, but we're going to get rid of the seeds inside.
Yeah.
That way flavor is a little bit milder than, because I think usually seeds are what's really hot. It has the hot flavor there. So we get rid of the seeds here.
And I've heard that when you clean peppers, you should be careful not to touch your eyes
That's
afterwards.
true, yes. But
Stings.
Koreans really love peppers. We don't really worry too much on it because it's a daily diet. We have
Oh.
pepper,
you know
so
how to cook
often.
with it. Oh, it's
됐어?
big
Yeah.
chunks.
예.
I
그래서
see.
이제 채를 썰어야 되거든요.
And then we
예.
make like a strips because
Oh.
these will be used as the main, the inside ingredients
Right.
to wrap it.
Very
So it's
pretty.
about an inch long. So there, I'll show it too. You know this pyeonjuk, which we call the cooked beef is pyeonjuk, takes about an hour. So we already cooked before. So there are 4 ingredients we're gonna wrap together: egg yolk, egg white, and cooked beef, brisket, and then fresh red pepper. So these 4 things will be the ingredients that we tie together. You can also, slice those.
Okay.
Same size.
You want it thin.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah. And it is important in Korean food, you want to make the size all even. That's really critical to make the food nice. The same, right? You
right
cut
there?
there,
Yeah.
and then make a strips of inch long, and we'll put it over there.
Okay.
So we already blanched the minari here. Now we are preparing the ingredients that we're going to wrap with. And here we have egg yolk, egg white, beef, and red pepper strips.
These do look very colorful.
Yeah, very pretty. That's why we use egg yolk, egg white so much, not only for the garnish purpose. It's just kind of nice.
I think
to
it's a
have
very
different
good
kind.
idea.
Yeah.
It's something we should consider.
Very aesthetic.
Yeah.
And this is the already cooked, if you see,
Oh,
this
I
is the
see.
brisket part.
Yeah.
The reason we like brisket part is it has a little bit of fat, but the flavor of beef is really good after you cook about an hour. But you do
Yes.
need to cook about an hour because it's kind of tougher part of the meat.
I like brisket very
But
much.
we also like brisket part because after you cook it, the texture of the meat is really nice to slice.
Oh.
And we are not using big chunk of meat. We're gonna just slice it as other ingredients.
Okay.
So in order to make it thin, kind of sliced, and then make it as a strips, it's a very good meat to use.
It does
so
hold
remember
together.
to buy brisket. Brisket in Korean is 양지머리. 양지머리. And would you like to put the meat you sliced over the side?
자, 이제부터
There we go.
Now it's the fun part starts. We have to make those tiny bundles. I know you are very curious about watercress bundles. What is that? That we're going to show you now what this Korean watercress bundles means. So we have minari here. This is what you and I are going to use. I'll put it over here.
Okay.
이게 길수록 좋거든요, 하기가. 이렇게.
So the longer, the easier for you to wrap.
Okay.
그래서 이 끝을 이렇게 꺾어서.
Nice one.
So let's follow what Mrs. Han is doing. So you have this long stem of minari. You fold over at the end where it's the thicker part.
Uh-huh.
And right there, you're going to start adding each ingredients. You have egg yolk,
Okay.
you have egg white, and then piece of meat. And then we have to see Mrs. Han, who makes it very neatly.
한 1cm 좀 못 될 만큼.
And then about 1 centimeter away, you start to tie the minari.
이렇게 놓고
Okay.
네, 닫고 감아야 돼요.
Oh, I see. She
Right.
kind of wraps it over her
That's how
thumb.
you make the bundle with the Korean watercress, which is called minari.
이렇게 해서
Right? And what do you do at the end? That's going to be a tricky part.
This is like a
Very
craft
pretty.
project.
끝에서
Yes.
맨 끝에 남은 거를 이 안에다 집어넣으시면 돼요.
And at the end, the leftover, she said you stick it in to the bottom part. See over
Okay.
there? You stick it in.
Oh, I see. It, kind of where you started
right,
from.
right. You just hide the end. Oops. Little tricky.
Yes, it is. You have to have
There.
little fingers.
Right. So here is another one.
네.
Okay.
Right there.
This
So
one
I'm
has a
sure
little
there you
extra
can make it
tail.
slightly bigger or with little different shape, but basically the idea is you are making tiny bundles with minari.
Mine doesn't stand.
That's nice. So as you can see at the top, you see yellow, white, beef color brown, and then red pepper.
이것이 한국의 오방 5가지 색깔.
This is the main 5 colors that we like to use
Yeah.
Korean diet.
This would be fun to do with older children who like
Yeah,
craft
that's
projects.
right. That'll be fun.
이게 너무
Yeah.
길면
Yeah.
감았을 때 이렇게 쓰러지거든요. 그러니까 조금
I see.
짧게.
You know what the trick is if you want to stand up? If it's too long, it's hard to make it stand. So make sure the length is only about 3 centimeters or about an inch.
Okay.
That way, after you tie, it will stand a nice way. You know, this is a minari ganhwae. Ganhwae is a method of cooking. What you do is either minari or green onion, you are parboiling it and use it as a string to tie other ingredients. That's what ganhwae means. So here we have green onion. So if you use green onion, it will be pa ganhwae instead of minari ganhwae, because this is pa in Korean.
Yeah.
So these are pa ganhwae. You use green onions instead of minari. So here's the pa ganhwae. And when you buy green onion, make sure you are buying this thinner kind. This is called shilpa, not a regular thick green onions, but you do need this kind of thinner kind, shilpa.
예, 그래서 이렇게 할 경우에는 고기를 납작하게 해서 길게 썰죠.
right.
그래서 이렇게 놓고
Right. So the shape of those inside ingredients is up to what
가운데를.
kind of shape you want to make it. This time, Mrs. Han made the shape of the beef flat.
Right.
That way you will make the shape kind of nice and long this way. Shall we try a little bit here?
Yeah.
So this is the thinner kinds of, the flat kinds of meat.
Yeah.
Meat is
Slightly
cut.
longer egg yolk
Yeah.
and egg white. And then red pepper.
Okay.
So this time you can use green onion.
All right.
And then follow the way Mrs. Han is doing. So you have all the ingredients first.
Yes.
Okay.
The brisket, 2 eggs, and the red pepper strips. And then you come over and then
Oh.
start tying it.
I see.
There. Uh-huh. And this one, I think we're gonna, make it flat on the dish, so we
Right.
don't need to worry about making it stand up there.
I think I like this one better. This is nice for Westerners because we can find the green onions.
Yeah. And this is more, it's a cold dish and it's more like a salad. And the brisket we call pyeonjuk is a really a wonderful meat that you can serve with a salad. So this is more like a salad dish.
Yes. That turned out much better
Right.
than the
Oh yeah,
other
very
one.
pretty. So we have pagwanghae on this side. So we made with the green onion, with the slightly longer and flatter, and with minari we made it a lot shorter and kind of fat bundles.
Right.
So next step we need to make is the chogochujang. It's kind of a dipping sauce.
Oh.
So we are making vinegared red bean paste. So first you would of course need a gochujang, which is the red pepper paste. So the ratio is usually about 4 tablespoons of red pepper paste, and then half amount of the red pepper paste is the cho. Vinegar. So 2 tablespoons of vinegar.
먼저
Yeah.
풀어주고.
So you mix the vinegar and red pepper paste first. And the ratio is, as I said, 2 to 1.
데다가 그다음에
And then we will
단맛.
use the sugar, which is the same amount as the vinegar, 2 tablespoons. And then you mix again. And then same amount of sesame seeds, 깨소금.
Oh, wonderful. That must add a nice crunchiness.
Right. So this sauce is very simple. We only used gochujang, cho, 설탕, and 깨소금. So 4 different kinds of. It's a rather simple sauce compared to other Korean seasonings.
It smells wonderful.
It smells very nice.
It really
you can
does.
smell the vinegar and then sesame seeds.
Very
Very
nice.
nice. Nice and simple.
이제
shall we-
만약 쓱 되면은
Yeah,
물을 좀
right.
타시면 돼요.
And if you want it now thinner, a little bit of this sauce, you can just add a little bit of water.
Uh-huh.
So basically, it's the gochujang, red bean paste, vinegar, cho, and the sesame seeds, 깨소금, and sugar. Those 4 are the ingredients for this nice vinegar red bean paste. This is minari ganghwae that we made today. How do you like today's recipe?
I like it. It's
Yeah.
it's easier than I thought it would
Yes,
be.
definitely. And this is such a unique Korean dish. I'm sure you're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Can't wait to taste it later. So this is minari ganghwae that we prepared today. Why don't we review our recipe one more time?
Korea's 4 seasons are matched with seasonal holiday foods. According to the seasons, certain customs were born which gave rise to the designation of seasonal holiday foods. After harvesting, Korean people were so grateful that they would share their newly harvested crops with their neighbors in a Thanksgiving. According to the Chinese calendar, January 15th, carries special significance because it is the first full moon of the new year. Koreans call this 정월 대보름. People wait to see the full moon because it is said that good fortune will fall upon those people. On this day, Korean people eat ogukbap and namul. The previous year's remaining namul is eaten, and ogukbap is made by mixing 5 grains to make a special rice. It was believed that ogukbap, when shared with 3 other homes, provided good health to the family. Also, yakshik was eaten to keep the kingdom safe. Along with these prepared foods, Koreans specially prepare a drink as well called wonsobyeong. Rice cake is mixed with sugared water. Yellow, green, and pink glutinous rice flour is carefully molded by hand with jujubes or citron in the middle to make the rice cakes into small, beautiful round balls. The rice cakes are made to look like the full moon so that luck may fall upon those who eat it. According to the Chinese calendar, the beginning of the hot season, summer, is welcomed on May 5th. Koreans call this Dana. A long time ago, village peasants would give fans to ward off the summer heat to palace officials as a present. To the king, they would give an herbal medicinal drink, cheotang, to wish him good health during the coming summer heat. On this day, Koreans would drink a refreshing fruit punch, eat steamed fish, and junchi dumplings. Junchi is a delicious fish, but it contains many bones which makes it hard to prepare. Despite this, Koreans painstakingly prepare this fish because it is so delicious. Koreans use the head bone and other parts of the fish to make a bird-like ornament. They hang it outside their homes with a cherry in its beak to wish for their home to be prosperous. And so, grandmothers today, accordingly with the custom, still don't throw junchi fish bones away. Usually, dumplings are made with flour, but junchi dumplings replace the flour and are used to wrap around the meat. Junchi can also be prepared as a soup, but in both cases, it is valued for its nutritional content. August 15 signifies summer's end and the start of the cool autumn harvest season. Koreans give thanks for their successful harvest on their biggest holiday of the year, called Chuseok. Since long ago, because of the auspicious time of Chuseok, Koreans would share their foods with others. They desired neither better nor worse a day, for Chuseok was the perfect day. The newly collected pears are used to make a drink called paesuk. Paesuk is uniquely known for embedding black peppercorns into already cut pears. For this purpose, Koreans use smaller and firmer pears, so that when they embed the black peppercorns into the pears, they don't fall apart. Paesuk is made by boiling ginger and sugared water and heating the cut pears with black peppercorns in this drink. Finally, the drink is cooled. Paesuk is considered a dessert especially made to signify the fresh fruits of the bountiful harvest called Chuseok. Mushroom dishes are plentiful on Chuseok. Shown here is 버섯 전골, a mushroom broth. Songpyeon, a kind of rice cake, is most readily associated with Chuseok. The Chinese November is Dongji month for Koreans. Dongji refers to the lengthening of the nights and the shortening of the days. There is an official Dongji Day, which is picked for its long night and lack of moon, which according to the Gregorian calendar falls approximately upon December 22nd or 23rd. Due to the pitch blackness of this day, Koreans customarily ate Dongji Pachuk, a red bean porridge eaten because the color red's power to ward off ghosts and bad omens. The red beans are boiled along with rice grains in a small amount of water and stirred for a long, long time, also lightly seasoned with salt. While stirring, small round rice cakes are also put in Dongji Pachuk. Customarily, one is supposed to eat the same number of rice cakes as his or her age. In Korea, seasons and holidays have vastly affected their foods. Following the seasons, these auspicious occasional foods have continued the past customs into the present, as well as provide future good health as it has in the past. These traditional customs are responsible for the unexpected show of Korean hospitality, occasionally experienced from time to time.
I hope you enjoyed the food history today. Here we go. Here we have 미나리 강회 that we worked so hard. Shall we try? 듭시다.
Oh,
듭시다 is what we say when we start.
듭시다?
right.
듭시다.
So here we have a 미나리 강회. And The way we eat this is sometimes like accompanying your drink or side dish of many different 반찬s. So today we're gonna share with a little bit of Korean wine here and 미나리 강회, and also this is 미나리 나물, where you boil it and then with a little bit of spice. So another way you enjoy 미나리 here.
I think I've had that as a
Let's get
panchan.
going. Right. But I think we should start with the 미나리 강회. That's what we prepared.
Okay.
Let Mrs. Han start first.
Okay. And we use our chopsticks to pick them
Chopsticks,
up.
and then
Okay.
you use the dipping sauce, 초고추장.
찍어 먹어도 되는데 여럿이 먹으니까
So there's a two way you can enjoy. You can actually,
이렇게 해도 먹지만
Right.
예.
Oh, okay.
right. So either ways, you can actually get yours and dip it in a hot sauce, or you can just get your own serving and then use the sauce as the top. So either way is okay.
I think in the West, in many cultures, they like if you take your own serving. Some
Right.
cultures, it's rude to dip.
Right.
Whereas in other places, it's okay to dip in a communal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
It's very
right. So
different.
Koreans, I don't know whether you've heard the Korean word 우리, which means us, our.
Oh.
And it's one of the real loved words used by Koreans. So we all eat together. I think because of sense, sharing one dish all together is not a strange thing at all.
Yes.
In fact, it's more natural than we all have individual servings. So go ahead and let us know what you think of it.
It's more friendly to eat sharing.
That's right. I think so.
Makes me feel like I'm part of the
Oh,
family.
that's right. And if they offer you to do it, they're accepting you as part of their group or part of their family.
Oh, that's good to know.
씹히는
Wow.
소리가
That is very tasty.
Yeah, with the hot sauce. And remember when we cooked, we didn't use any spice. We only used a little bit of salt when we parboiled the 미나리. So this red pepper paste, 초고추장, is a real essential for the flavor. 그렇죠, 선생님? Yeah.
I do taste the garlic
Yes.
and the little bit of flavoring that we put in with the meat.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a little bit. It's very
Yeah,
nice. It adds a nice touch.
Yeah.
삼여서 이렇게 씹는 가작가작하는 것도 먹는 맛이에요.
Yeah. So it's very kind of crispy and chewy to chew the minari. And during the king, or in ancient times, this indicates when you serve to the king, this indicates, yes, spring is here. And it's 입춘 we call, beginning of the springtime. Of course, you can substitute many different kinds of seafood, like Koreans love squid. You can use squid or you can use abalone. I'm sure you can use shrimp too. But also meat part, you can use ham or different kind of meat you can use.
Seafood that you mentioned would be very nice in the summertime. And I think it would add that chewiness that you were
Right,
talking about.
right.
It is chewy in some parts, and some parts are crispy.
That's right,
And some parts
yeah.
are soft.
Yeah.
I like those textures,
Right.
the mix of textures.
So that's a very typical characteristics of Korean food, where you have different ingredients, different texture, and different flavor, all served together. So you don't have a meat dish, vegetable dish, all separate.
Right.
But you have all different ingredients, all as a tiny bundles, 미나리 강회. We have shown you today how to make 미나리 강회, a dish with a uniquely Korean flavor. Hopefully, we were able to help you imagine how the flavors of 미나리 and meat complement each other. Thank you both for being here with me on More Than Kimchi. I hope many of you watching found this program helpful in your discovery of Korean cuisine. 안녕히 계세요.